Hi Donna, my name is Leanne and I'm a really good friend of Aaron and Nate's, and they have asked me to do a tarot reading for you. I am learning and practicing, so I'm really happy to get to practice with you. And they have asked me to do a reading based on your finances. So what we have looked into is your current financial situation and then maybe some good sound advice to follow up with that. But to start out, just to get to know you, I pulled 3 cards that are representative of your personality. And I did not save any photos or the actual spread. I've already put my cards back in the deck here. But I'm going to read to you the summary that I wrote based on the cards that I pulled. So your personality, your current energy. We had the 4 of Wands, and that is someone who is very gracious and welcoming. This is like big motherly matriarch energy. You're the type of lady that says, "Have you eaten yet?" You make everyone feel really safe and comfortable in your home. You are so grounded and family oriented. This is the most important thing to you. You naturally create harmony for anyone who is around you. You're very supportive, but you have to be careful about being a people pleaser, because I get that sometimes you kind of stuff down what bothers you just to keep the peace. So definitely, be your sweet loving self, but be aware of that. The next card I got was 5 of Cups in reverse. And this tells me that you have been through some pretty big things. I feel like there's a lot of grief, upset, like big transitions in your life. But rather than have it make you bitter, it has made you very soft. You know exactly how to treat people because you would like to feel that same love and same grace. And it's a very beautiful thing. You're very resilient, and I think you really focus on what's important. I don't think you hold a grudge for very long. And the 3rd card that I pulled for you is 7 of Pentacles, and this is telling me you are such a patient individual. Patience is your virtue. I think you see the value in working hard. You are kind of like slow and steady and methodical. You're willing to work for whatever you get. And I think people really appreciate that about you. And I can also see that one of the ways that you like to love people is through acts of service. You like to do things for them. It's kind of your love language. So Donna, I haven't met you, but I really like you already. I think you would probably sit me down on your front porch and offer me a glass of iced tea. It's that kind of energy there. So getting into your finances, the first card that I pulled was 5 of Swords, and that looks like there's some sort of fight here, like there's a stressful dispute, and I don't know if this is like for an inheritance or it's some sort of business dispute, but there's something going on here that's like very toxic, like someone's being underhanded. And I think you are just over the pettiness, the arguments, the stress. Hang on, my cat, stop. She likes to scratch the sofa. Sorry about that. That's part of the reading, by the way. Yeah, I feel like there's like something impeding your peace here. All you want is to have this settled, whatever it is, but there's someone involved that's underhanded and shady. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's legal stuff, I don't know. But you're ready to have that over and done. The second card was 8 of Pentacles, And that's kind of saying that, financial stability is happening for you, but it's very slow, but it's going to take consistent hard work and effort. And you can do this by saving money. I don't know if you are working or you have like different streams of revenue, but slow and steady, you're gonna get there. Like it's happening. And then the third card, which I pulled threes for each group, the third card, King of Pentacles, and the pentacle symbology has to do with material wealth, so this makes sense. It's a very good sign of abundance and security. I think you are diligent most of the time with your finances. You're probably fine being on a budget. So I don't know if you have any sort of wealth management or like multiple investment sources, but it looks like it's a possibility there. So then we ask what kind of advice we could give to you with the finances. So I got the Judgment card in reverse. And this is reminding you, do not let fear or self-doubt block you from making necessary financial decisions. I think you've been kind of scared to make a choice because in the past you may have made stop. In the past you may have made some mistakes and you kind of beat yourself up for it. But we can't do that anymore. We've got to let the past go. Look at things objectively and don't procrastinate. Like there's something you need to make a decision with. So trust yourself. What do you want? Trust yourself. And then the second card of advice is the Six of Swords. And it's asking you to plan for long-term stability. And I think for the most part, like you're very conservative, but maybe every once in a while you get the wild hair to drop some bucks on something or be extravagant, or maybe it's like gift giving, but think about the future. Think about like years and maybe even like a decade or two ahead. So obviously, like very common sense advice is to slow down, no impulsive expenditures, and like really plan out for the future there. You may consider downsizing your house or moving to a neighborhood where maybe taxes are a little better. Just look at all the areas in your life where you can trim just a little bit, where it's not, drastic or feels like you're living in lack. But just trim where you can, and then that extra money, obviously, save it up, put towards your planning. Just consistent small steps, really. And then the last card of advice, King of Swords, and that's saying whatever decision you make, you have got to step out of your emotions. If you are making emotional decisions involving money, it's probably not going to go the best. So approach it in a very logical sense where you can research everything surrounding your decision, get the facts, and just really make sound, logical decisions there. And I don't know if you have a financial planner or a fiduciary, but it's a good time to consider that. So yeah, long term, because I think you're going to be around a long time. So I would definitely look for like years or like even a decade or two ahead. So that's kind of what has come up for me in the reading here. I hope that it makes sense. I hope that it resonates. And thank you so much for allowing me to practice. And I look forward to hearing any feedback on this video. Thanks so much.